From Storm Tracker 6, this is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
A rather gloomy start to the work week across mid-Michigan. Most of us here in the area this evening still sitting under some very dry and cloudy conditions. However, notice we're starting to see a couple of isolated showers and thunderstorms bubble up across the region. Temperature-wise, we're at 76 degrees in Lansing, 78 our current temperature in St. John's, falling down into the low 70s down towards the state line in places like Hillsdale, Adrian, and Coldwater. We're holding on to the chance for a couple of showers for the next few hours. We are mainly dry overnight tonight, but there's still several more chances for rain that we have to talk about. 6 News at 5:30 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5:30.
Right now at 5:30, Figer Law takes on a massive lawsuit representing the family of a young Michigan boy killed in a hyperbaric chamber. Plus, 4 prison guards plead guilty in the beating death of an inmate in New York that was caught on camera. And the man accused of trying to assassinate President Donald Trump in Florida last year rests his case in court. Those details and a lot more, and all in the first 6 minutes. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Siobhan Klepfer. Let's start that clock. And we are beginning with the ongoing aftermath of the death of a young Michigan boy in a hyperbaric chamber that exploded in January. Today, the family of 5-year-old Thomas Cooper filed a $100 million lawsuit against several defendants. In a news conference held by the family's lawyers, the Figer Law team, they said they're suing the Oxford Center where the explosion happened. They're also suing Seacrest Industries, the company in California that makes the chambers. A foundation connected to Oxford and the facility's property owners were also named in the lawsuit. A hyperbaric chamber is an enclosed space that creates higher than usual air pressure. And while they do have legitimate medical uses, health experts say they're also used in therapies that have no basis in scientific evidence. The family of a 20-year-old motorcycle driver is mourning tonight after he died in a crash involving a deer. It happened in Ann Arbor early Sunday morning. Police say the 20-year-old was from Ann Arbor and was taken to University of Michigan Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The man's name has not been released. Well, moving out of state, police in Georgia are investigating after a man shot at the outside of an Amazon warehouse this morning and then killed himself. There were workers inside the building, but there were no injuries reported. They called 911 and police found the man still outside of the warehouse. Police say when they confronted him, he took his own life. In New York, 4 prison guards who are a part of a larger group accused of beating a restrained inmate to death pleaded guilty in court today. Prosecutors say 10 guards were involved in either the beating or the cover-up in the killing of 43-year-old Robert Brooks last December. 2 guards facing a top murder charge pleaded guilty in a Utica courtroom to a lesser charge of first-degree manslaughter. 2 more men charged with second-degree manslaughter also pleaded guilty. Staying with crime, a man charged in a deadly shooting at a New Hampshire country club made an initial appearance in court and was scheduled to return to court in early October. 23-year-old Hunter Nadeau waived his arraignment and did not enter a plea. He's scheduled for a probable cause hearing in early October. 1 person was killed and 2 were injured. Authorities say patrons at a restaurant acted quickly to stop the gunman, averting a worse tragedy. And in Florida, Ryan Ruth, the man accused of trying to assassinate President Donald Trump at his golf course in Florida last year, decided not to testify in his own defense. Ruth is representing himself in the trial and rested his case today. Prosecutors say he spent weeks plotting to kill Mr. Trump. A Secret Service agent testified that he spotted the man and fired, causing him to run away. Ruth pleaded not guilty. The White House is clarifying the details of a proclamation President Trump signed on Friday requiring a $100,000 fee for new H-1B visa applications. On social media, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt wrote that the rule only applies to new applications and does not affect current visa holders and renewals. The previous fee ranged from $2,000 to $5,000. Today, Google employees in New York spoke out against the rule, which could have a bigger impact on companies that rely on skilled foreign workers.
And I know from speaking with my coworkers on visas that they are scared that if they demand fair treatment at work, they will be retaliated against. So I call on all Googlers to stand in solidarity with our immigrant coworkers because we cannot fight any of this alone.
The White House says it's being imposed to, quote, address the abuse of the program, stop the undercutting of wages, and protect our national security, end quote. The H-1B visa rule is set to expire after a year, but could be extended. In global news, thousands of people in the northern Philippines are evacuating their homes as a super typhoon bears down on the country. Forecasters say the storm has sustained winds of 134 miles per hour with more powerful gusts. The typhoon is expected to remain in the South China Sea at least into Wednesday. It will pass south of Taiwan and Hong Kong before making landfall on the Chinese mainland. The children's media company Scholastic announced it's launching a new app. It's available on Roku and Amazon Fire TV, and it's designed for families with kids between the ages of 2 and 12. It includes shows like Clifford the Big Red Dog, The Magic School Bus, Goosebumps, and more. A news release from the company says it's responding to customers' nostalgia for their old favorites and trying to reach more kids. In Vermont over the weekend, competitors of all ages took turns hurling an ancient spear-throwing tool at a bullseye target. The stick was once used on hunts for massive animals like woolly mammoth long before recorded history. The annual contest tests throwers on accuracy and distance. The ancient spear throwing competition ends with a grand champion shootout, and this year marked the 30th edition of the event, keeping the spirit of ancient history alive with every throw. A tractor trailer crashed in Rhode Island early this morning, sending beer spilling across a highway. How and why the truck crashed is not yet known, but authorities say the driver ran away from the scene when it happened, leaving behind cases of smashed beer containers. And the world's biggest beer bash kicked off over the weekend in Germany with plenty of Americans celebrating Oktoberfest. Tourism officials expect up to 100,000 U.S. visitors to make the trip this year, many of them dressed in dirndls and lederhosen, and nearly everyone with a super-sized Stein in their hand.
Oktoberfest means good friends, fun times, and lots of beer.
Of course. That festival fan is Randy Kelly from Florida, and this is not his first round. He's marking his 28th trip to Oktoberfest. The tradition dates back all the way to 1810 when it began as a royal wedding celebration. And Kendall, more than 2 centuries later, the party clearly still going strong.
Exactly. It looks like such a fun time there.
It does. And the food, too, for Oktoberfest is always yummy.
I know. Well, this is perfectly timed because, you know, Siobhan, at 2:19 this afternoon, we are officially in the fall season.
Oh, yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah,
You're
so
right.
2:19 this afternoon marked the start of fall, and we do have some fall-like conditions that we have to talk about in the forecast.
The timing is everything.
Yes,
Thank
it
you,
is.
Kendall.